Hello, I'm Brian Scarberry, and I'm here to give you a report today on Blu-ray technology. In 1965, a man named Gordon Moore hypothesized that every 2 years the number of transistors on a circuit board would effectively double. Today we know this as Moore's Law because it held true. Blu-ray technology is on the cutting edge of this rise. As a company, QuickPen, you are very vested in seeing this rise, as you are tied to it with your electronic software. As a systems hardware analyst for the past 6 years, it's my job to identify technological innovations that fit this curve and then implement them into situations. As a current technological innovation, Blu-ray will soon be the main medium for electronic data. I recommend that QuickPen International plan to incorporate the use of this technology into their systems. I will briefly discuss 3 points that will help us better understand Blu-ray technology. First, Blu-ray technology. What is behind it? Product integration and cost trend analysis. First, Blu-ray technology came onto the scene of electronics about 2 years ago in 2006. It didn't have a very fast start, but since then it has proven to be the leader in both media capacity and hardware technology. First off, let's look at how much a Blu-ray disc can hold. If we take a look at our graph here, a standard Blu-ray disc can hold 25 gigabytes per layer of information. If you have a dual layer Blu-ray disc, that's 50 gigabytes. Today, Blu-ray discs are being developed that hold up to 400 gigabytes of information on a single disc. When we compare this to other forms of media, legacy media, CDs and DVDs, it really doesn't even compare. The amount of data storage on Blu-ray discs is far surpassing to that of its legacy counterparts. Next, if we take a look at the technology behind the Blu-ray discs, we can see that it's far superior to the legacy media again, the DVDs. Really behind the Blu-ray phenomenon is the blue laser. The blue laser is made from a blue diode as opposed to the red diode of previously used DVDs and CDs. This blue diode produces a smaller laser that in fact is easier to pinpoint on smaller areas of the disc. Combined with various things such as numerical aperture and the wavelength of this laser, it has much more data storage per spot on a disc than your average DVD. Combined with data encoding, we see, again, much more storage on a Blu-ray disc as opposed to your DVD. Now, at one point, fax machines were the pinnacle of society, pinnacle of electronics, as it were. But only the rich could afford them. So if you decide you can afford Blu-ray technology, will you be alone in a blue world, as it were? Well, this brings us to our second point of product integration. Blu-ray technology is rapidly growing in both the electronic hardware and motion film industries. The electronic hardware integration began, as mentioned before, in around mid-2006. We saw the beginning of standalone Blu-ray DVD players, Blu-ray disc drives for computers, and then towards the end of the year, the first gaming console that incorporated the Blu-ray disc drive, the PlayStation 3. Currently, Blu-ray applications are being integrated into almost all new laptops, a wide variety of Blu-ray disc players, and even higher-end automobiles are now carrying Blu-ray products. Next, we have the high-definition aspect of Blu-ray. Motion film and media have taken to using high definition. However, in 2006, there was a hiccup in the Blu-ray innovation, and that was the HD format war between Blu-ray and HD DVD. This went on for about 2 years, and major electronics companies and motion picture companies sided with both. Unfortunately, this saw a rise in costs for the consumer. But as the war ended in early 2008, we saw that Blu-ray became the victor. Major motion picture companies had sided with Blu-ray, and all last vestiges of HD DVD production were then shut down. High definition is a key element to a corporation that does business presentations. Soon it will be market standard to have a high definition presentation or a high definition playback. As a company, you want to be, again, on that curve. You want to be on the cusp of that rise. Enabling yourself with Blu-ray technology now will allow you to incorporate that as time goes on. So now the last question, isn't it expensive to use Blu-ray? We talked about how the motion picture societies and the major electronic companies have signed over to it. But what about you as a company? Can you afford to use it? Well, the short answer is yes. Blu-ray technology has continued to drop in price as the innovations and the technological advancements have continued to progress. At the end of the format war, we saw a consolidation of resources being put to furthering the cost reduction of Blu-ray discs. The first point is hardware. The hardware used to run anywhere of $75 to $100 per little laser in each Blu-ray device. Today it's down to as little as $8 to $10 a device. Much, much lower, which passes on not only from the manufacturer, but to the consumer for Blu-ray products. Second is the media. The format war ended the controversy between HD DVDs and Blu-ray DVDs. And since the production was minimal for both, since sales were swayed either way, we saw a price increase. But with the end of that, since sales are up now just for Blu-ray DVDs, it's not very expensive. And for Blu-ray media, for companies to produce, it's much lower. That, combined with an innovation called LTH, low to high, we saw the production cost of Blu-ray discs go far down. Low to high technology was basically a way in which manufacturers discovered that they could use legacy media manufacturing plants, so that it would create CDs and DVDs, and modify them so that they could create now Blu-ray discs without having to change over much of their equipment. This again lowers the cost of Blu-ray technology. So now, a review of our main points we've just gone over. We went over that Blu-ray technology is now on the cutting edge as far as electronic media goes. We've gone over a brief history of the technology and the integration of the product into the hardware world, and also that the cost trend analysis is that it is going down and will continue to do so. Yes, as a current technological innovation, Blu-ray will soon be the main medium for electronic data. And I encourage you, QuickPen International, to plan to incorporate this technology into your company's use. Yes, as Moore's law on advancing technology has continued to hold true, the steady rise and increase in electronic data, we see that for 40 years now, that has been the law. So those past innovations are now getting obsolete. To stay ahead of the curve, it's time to upgrade your technology, upgrade to Blu-ray. So stay ahead of the times, choose Blu-ray. Thank you very much.